Hello guys, welcome back to today's lesson. How are you all doing today? I hope you all are doing better. So today's lesson, we're going to be talking about Egyptian religion. The Egyptian religion. So I want you all to get your social studies textbook and open to Unit 5, Lesson 5, page 90. The Egyptian religion. So the first thing we need to know the meaning of a religion. So we all know who or what the Egyptians means. Egyptians means someone who is from Egypt. So the religion is what we need to know. What is religion? But before we go into detail, we need to see our objectives for today's lesson. The objectives for today's lesson: firstly, we need to know what the religion means. We need to know what the religion means. And secondly, we need to know what a temple means. What a temple means. And thirdly, we need to know what mummification means. And the last one, we need to know reasons Egyptians use to mummify the dead bodies. So let's go into our lesson. The first one: what is a religion? A religion is a social cultural system of behavior and practice, morals, organizations that relates humanity or spiritual elements. So, religion is a social cultural system of behaviors, the way you behave, the way you practice, your morals, the way you act, the way you organize yourself, and what your humanity or spiritual elements. So when we are talking about religion and what we mean by behavior, so in our religion we have different kinds of religion. We have the Christianity, we have the Islamic, we have the Buddhism, and we have the Judaism. So for the Christianity, they go to the church to worship. They go to the church to pray. So the temple for them is the church. And for the Islamic, so they have a mosque where they go to pray. So the cultural and social system, so it has to do with their behavior, the way they behave, and your practice. We know for the Islam, the way they practice is they are meant to cover their head when in the public. So they are meant to always cover their head every time. So that is their practice. So when it comes to morals, they have no right to insult, to harass anyone, because their religion does not allow them do that. You don't have to insult, because it's not a good moral. It is not a good norms. So you need to talk to people politely. You need to talk with people with calmness, with coolness, with respect. So those are part of the morals of your religion. And when we're talking about organization has to do with the settings of your religion, and that relates to humanity or spiritual elements. So your humanity has to do how sincere you are to people around you, how good you are to people beside you, how good you are to your friends, how respectful you are to your family, how calm you are to your sisters, your brother, and how hospitality you are to people around you. So those ones, they are humanity or spiritual elements. And I told us some of the religion. We have Christianity, we have Islamic, we have the Buddhism, and we have the Judaism. So which one do you belong to? Do you belong to the Christianity? Do you belong to the Islamic? Do you belong to the Buddhism? Or you belong to what? To the Judaism. So make sure you try to know the types of the religion. There are more than this, but I only gave you some of them to know. So we're still talking about the Egyptian religion. So the Egyptians believed in many gods. For example, they believed the sun was a good name. They believed in the sun and was a god named Ra. They named the god Ra. So they believe in the sun. You can see the image here. The Egyptians, they believe in the sun in the ancient then. So they believe their god is what? Is the sun. So they name it what? Ra. On daily basis, the Egyptians used to watch the sunrise and sunset. They try to look when the sun comes out, and they try to look when the sun goes down. They bow for the sun. They go on their knees and bow for the sun. So they believe the sun is their gods. And what did they name it? They name it what? Ra. Ra. So let's check the other ones. The Egyptians, think this is it. The Egyptians believe in life after death. The Egyptians believe in life after death. They had a special book called the Book of Death, which was written to help the dead people find their way to heaven. So the Egyptians made a book whereby if you are dead, you are going to write your name inside. So they believe that when they write your name in the book, you'll be able to find your way to heaven. So they also believe that there is life after death. So after you are dead, you can still live, you can still enjoy in where you are going. So what they do, they try to write your name in the book called the Book of the Dead. Try to know that. The Book of the Dead. So they write the names there. What is the reason for them to write the name in the book? They believe when they write the name in the book, the person who is dead will find his or her way to heaven. So the book is clearly placed on the screen. Can you see the Egyptian Book of the Dead? So in another way, let's talk about the mummification. Mummification. What do we understand by mummification? The pronunciation sounds like mummy. So if I should just meet you on the road and tell you what's the meaning of mummification, you try to tell me it has to do with mommy, when your mommy does this, when your mommy does that. So and so the meaning of this mummification is a process in which the skin and flesh of a dead body can be preserved. So we can see on the screen the way they try to wrap the dead body, they try to preserve the dead body, so the body won't decay. So mummification is a process in which the skin and flesh of the dead body can be preserved. It's a way we preserve the dead body by what? By wrapping them, by putting a chemical around their body to preserve them, to make them what? To stop them from decaying. So when they try to wrap them and they put them in the coffin, so in order to preserve the body after death, the Egyptian performs a process called mummification. So I told us what mummification is all about. So if anyone should ask you what mummification is all about, and I know you're gonna tell them the meaning, but firstly it's gonna sound like, oh, are you talking about mummy? Oh, well, that's so funny. All right, so let's go to the next one. What they also do, the dead body was placed in a tomb with food, water, games, clothing, and other objects. So when someone died in Egypt, they try to place someone inside a coffin. They put books, food, game, clothing, and other objects. So the person to continue what? Life after death, because they believe you can live after you are what? You are dead. So they believe in life after death, and that's the reason why they put water, games, clothing, and other objects. And look at this, they also decorate the wall of the tomb with painting and what? Drawings. They try to decorate the wall of the tomb with painting and drawings. That's so funny. So we need to know that we all know what the religion means, and we all know what mummification means. So, and we all know the reason why Egyptians used to mummify the dead bodies. So the reason why they mummified the dead bodies is what? To preserve the dead body from decaying. And what did they also do? They also put food, clothing, wears, a lot of things inside what? Inside the tomb. So inside the coffin. So to make the dead body continue life after what? After the death. So let's go to the last one, temple. What do we understand by temple? Temple. What is a temple? A temple derived from a Latin word called templum. So temple is derived from the Latin word called templum. So it's a building reserved for religious or spiritual rituals and activities such as prayer and sacrifice. I'm going to read again. A temple, from the Latin word templum, is a building reserved for religious or spiritual rituals and activities, so such as prayer and sacrifice. And we have a lot of temples around us. We have the church, we have the mosque, we have the synagogue. So those are what? They are all temples. So when you go to your church, you pray in the church. As a Christian, they go to the church to pray, and the Muslim, which are the Islamic, they go to the mosque to pray. So The mosque and the church, the synagogue are what? They are temples. So temple is a place where we what? Where we pray, where we put our sacrifice, spiritual rituals and activities. So a temple is a place, a building reserved for religious or spiritual rituals and activities such as prayer and sacrifice. The activities that are taking place in the temple are like sacrifice and what? Prayer. So the Egyptians built buildings without no roof so as to worship Aten and the sun of the sun god. So when the Egyptians were building their temple, they don't put the roof so they can easily have a connection with the sun. So when they worship the sun and what? Aten, they don't need to cover the roof of the building, so they leave it open so to communicate, so to have a worship in the temple. Thank you. Make sure you study well, make sure you try to revise, make sure you try to read over and over again. See you in the next lesson, but don't forget to do your homework. Open to your student's workbook, page 60. Try to do, and see you in the next lesson. Love you all. Thanks. Bye for now.